fans, tonight on NCTV5, we'll be bringing you the tape-delayed broadcast between the Bluffton Pirates and the Liberty Center Tigers here in round 2 of the Ohio High School football playoffs. Bluffton comes in at 11-0, Liberty Center at 10-1. Bluffton fresh off a 56-0 waxing of Sycamore Mohawk, and Liberty Center blowing the Fairview Apaches away 47-28. Jim, it's a great night for football, nice and crisp here at friendly Donnell Stadium, where we were here before, I know several occasions, once for the famous Snow Bowl game, but tonight we've got another wide open spread offense team like we saw last week. Tigers, I think, are ready to go for the occasion. Anything changed? Anything we should look for different?
Well, this Bluffton team has a pretty stingy defense, Spike. They've been limiting their opponents to an average of 170 yards a game, but the Tiger pass defense has come on just wonderfully. This is a spread offense they're going to be facing tonight, and they will have to defend the whole field. Bluffton also likes to run some power T, but they can fill the air with passes as they're accustomed to doing. But this is, as you say, a wonderful night for football, and the Tigers are ready. They've been rolling right along with win after win after showing Mineral Ridge what for, and so they anxiously anticipate a great night here at Donnell Stadium.
All right, on the camera tonight, Landis Utopia Burmeister, and also here with Jimmy and I, we've got Mr. Tom Fry from the Liberty Press, and he'll help with the stats and the spotting. Tom, what do we got in the numbers column for the ball game tonight?
Well, Spike, we got the same as last week. We got a contrast of styles here. We've got a Bluffton Pirate team that's gathering in about 375 total rushing yard or total yards a game, compared to Liberty Center's 353. But they do it in a lot different way. The Bluffton Pirates are passing for almost 295 yards per game and rushing for 80, while the Liberty Center Tigers are rushing for 265 yards per game and throwing for 90. Spike, and another difference from last week is that the quarterback, he's not going to be as willing to run the ball as Mr. Olin did from Fairview, and this guy's going to do more passing and let his backs do the running.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger quarterback as far as size-wise, but not much for running.
He's 6'3", 195 pounds, Spike, and he's completed 242 passes for 3,228 yards, 34 touchdowns.
Liberty met Bluffton several years ago.
They met them in Eastwood back in 1998. We beat them 14-7. It started out in the game with 7-0 when Seth Atkinson took a inside reverse for 20 yards for a score. Then in the first quarter, Rob Shaddy completed a pass to Tim Huff for 30 yards. That made it 14-0. That's still in the first period. Bluffton did not score till the end of the game. With 1 minute to go in the game, they had a 1-yard dive that made it 14-7. They kicked the onside kick. Liberty Center recovered it and went on in the playoffs to go all the way to state, and where they met up with Versailles.
All right, thanks, Tom. You know, that was a low-scoring game, two tremendous defenses. We've got two tremendous defenses tonight, but I think this one could be a little bit higher in that total point column. All right, Tigers will receive. Back deep is Silvis, number 27, and Smith, number 28, standing back at their 5-yard line. It's only apropos that we're playing another Big Red team.
Yeah, that'll warm it up for next week if both NWOAL teams can be successful on this Saturday night, Spike.
All right, here we go. Low line drive kick, bounces at the 30, up over Smith's head, finally hauls it in at the 5, looks for a seam, tries to cut outside. Oh my, wow. If he somehow could have got by that.
Yeah.
Had a lot of running room.
There was a lot of sideline over there, Spike, but bobbling that hard-to-handle kick there kind of give time for the coverage to get there, and indeed it did. Got us inside the 10-yard line.
All right, ball spotted. We'll call it just short of the 14, where the Tigers come out there in the wing T set. Motion Babcock. Give to Weimer. Bluffton, a good defensive team against the rush. Giving up only 170 yards a game total offense.
Yeah, Spike, I want to make mention, they've got a pair of defensive ends that are really to be reckoned with, that just turn things in, and they're just nice athletes. Their coach is very high on their defensive ends, and of course the Tigers on occasion like to get outside. Remember that night Kurt Silvas had against Archibald going around ends.
All right, now the Tigers show lone setback. Weimer, 3 wideouts. Drops back to throw, has time, has a wide open. Who is this? Smith at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, the 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a Tiger touchdown. It's a Tiger touchdown. 85 yards to Paul Smith.
Oh, how sweet it is, Spike. Just a beautiful pass. Might make mention there that Brett Babcock, or rather Brian Babcock, just threw a perfect strike, and very quietly, although not so quietly because it's for a big play when they need it, because we kind of prefer to rush, he has in excess of 1,000 yards coming into this.
Paul. That was Paul.
Paul Smith.
Yep.
On the reception.
Well, Paul was lined up to the far side, and usually when the Tigers line up, well, we'll get this on the extra point kick. Holy mackerel. Snap by Hill, good. Step Babcock, good.
Perfect.
Kick up and good. Cody Sanchez, El Kicker, drives it right down the heart of the Pirates' throat, and the Tigers go up 7-0.
Yeah, as the Tigers were entering this playoff phase of this season, Spike, Brian Babcock had his best passing night against Archibald for the most yardage, and he's just been passing with great confidence. And as we say, here we go.
Well, you know, one thing I've noticed, you know, Liberty will line up a wide out to either side, and they had the man in the slot. And usually they'll throw to the side with 2 receivers, and Paul is kind of like a lot of times has been a decoy. That time was lined up wide to the far side by himself, made a cut toward the middle, and then just turned and streaked upfield on a post pattern and was wide open.
Yeah.
I think by 10 yards. Tom, now I want to hear it. How many yards and how many plays on that drive?
2 plays and 85 yards.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah.
All right, Tigers showing that same kick formation as they did last week. Sanchez lines up. Here comes Weimer, and Weimer's going to pooch it. That's going to hit down there and bounce around at the 23. Return right. Tigers all over that.
32 on the first contact there. Tyler Carpenter. Brett finished him, but Tyler Carpenter got the first hit to stop his forward momentum there.
All right, people have to forgive me. I've been fighting a bad cold this week, so.
Getting back to Paul Smith on that touchdown reception. He's impressing people with his speed time and time again, Spike.
All right, out of shotgun, little left-hand toss, almost picked off as the intended receiver, number 4, Michael Ream, the tight end, was overthrown.
Great coverage by the Tigers there. They had a couple defenders right there, and Casey Bodenbender almost, if that pass would have been a little higher off the turf, would have had himself a pick and possibly a quick 6.
All right. They show 4 wideouts. He keeps 1 man in the backfield, unlike Fairview. A little pump fake. Pass incomplete. Great job there by Brett. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'll tell you, the receiver in red sold that to the ref. And I'll admit, we were kind of hanging on him a little bit and took a swipe from around his side. And sure enough, a flag comes in late. Pass interference against the Tigers.
Well, he reached around with the right hand,
He did.
the correct arm, The only thing I can see they called is maybe there was contact in the back.
Yeah, he got a little chest into him, looks like, Spike. But you got to love the way the Tigers have been playing pass defense as of late. They are aggressive, and that's the way to do it.
Well as exactly. I wouldn't want to change a thing now. All right, that'll give Bluffton a 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. 10:44. Here, if you just joined us, Liberty Center up 7-0 on an 85-yard bomb to Smith. Oh, yeah, got him in the backfield. That's a smackerino!
Eric Weimer with the first contact in there, and then lots of help. Number 18 coming in there, Ryan McClure getting him, but it was a penetration by Eric Weimer to get that play started.
Yeah, they run that little delay, that little draw play, and the Tigers all over that. That'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 14 to go. Ball on Bluffton's own 45-yard line. Now they line up trip receivers to the right. One wide out to the short side, the tight end. Quick drop, looks, now throws the home run ball. They've got a man out there, but Liberty Center has it well defended with number 15, Casey Bodenbender, and also, is that Tate Slee, 25?
Yep.
Okay.
Tate Slee. Also, looking back at the quarterback around our pole there, Spike, Wade Van Sickle was putting some pretty nice pressure on the quarterback.
Hey, catch this. L kicker, Cody Sanchez, number 7, is going to play a little
defense.
Yeah, a little defense here. He's going to get the hard rush. They get rid of it quick, incomplete. Well, that's a way to look at him.
Yes, sir. That quarterback has had no chance to get in any kind of rhythm at all on that first series.
All right, now that's big for Liberty Center. The coaches are using the imagination. They're getting the guys with speed like Cody in there to put on a rush. Now, and right away, the quarterback can pick that up out of the corner of his eye. He's got to hurry his pass the other way.
Well, they'll develop passes to block.
A
75.
Going for the ball, pushing him out of the way, now kicks it out of bounds. The Tigers will take over at the 25-yard line.
Joe Shaddy on the block, Spike.
Joe Shaddy, all right.
Shaddy. Well, we've just got a couple of minutes played, and it's been all Tigers. Joe Shaddy.
All right, Tigers now line up.
Good field position. And about to 26.
Man in motion, Silvis. Gives straight ahead to Weimer. Weimer breaks a cut. Up, down near the 20-yard line. We're going to give him near 5 yards on the carry. Tigers starting offense tonight. We haven't really had a chance to profile that. Scott Stewart at center. Brian Babcock, the quarterback, of course. We've got Espinoza and Hill at the guards. Van Sickle and Pete Martinez at the tackles. And Bodenbender and Wiley, the tight ends. Man in motion coming the other way, straight ahead give, not much there, maybe a yard. Tigers will have it. Should be a 3rd and we'll call it 5. Yeah, 3rd and 5 coming up. Ball at the 20-yard line of Bluffton.
Yeah, there was a lot of hard contact right there at the point of penetration that the Tigers tried, and we're just lucky to hang on to football, everybody, Spike.
All right, double wingback set now. Weimer the lone setback. Smith spread wide to the right side. Silvis in motion. Babcock back to throw, looks, fires deep. He's got a man open. And I think it's caught. It's a Tiger touchdown. It's a Tiger touchdown. Brett Babcock ran kind of a half fly, half post route, had his man beat deep, and with only 3.5 minutes gone, Liberty Center up 13-0.
Boy, I tell you, Tigers beating Fairview the way they did, a spread offense team. You just had the feeling, Spike, they couldn't wait to get their hands at another chance at playing a spread offense. I think they love this kind of football. There's a lot of team speed out there, and they're finding a way to use it.
All right, the set, the kick, it's up, and it's good! Oh, kicker piles it through again. Tigers up 14-0.
Was Babcock. That was Babcock.
Yeah, it was Brett Babcock.
I thought it was.
No, he'd be running tape if there's action there.
All right, here we go. Now Sanchez puts a foot into it. End over end kick all the way down to the 14. Return back this way. Hit slowed down. Tigers there. Slee.
2.
One of the men in on the hit along with Tyler Carpenter.
Yeah, Brett Babcock had first contact there, Spike, the man who railed in that touchdown without a lot of room in the end zone. So he's making his presence big time out there so far.
All right. Bluffton now will take over at their 32. Tom Fry, Tigers on 5 plays, 2 touchdowns. All right, now they've got an empty backfield, quarterback in shotgun. Has time, throws, caught over there at the 40, and finally hauled down or pushed out of bounds.
Number 2, Brett Babcock again.
Well, you got a feeling that this game is far from over. That explosive offense of theirs is going to make some noise.
Yeah.
And the Tigers realize it.
Spike, they had 5 receivers out on that last play.
Yeah, they had them all. Now they're going to come back. Double wide out to either side. Quarterback takes a quick drop, fires out there. Man open at the 47 and hauled out of bounds by Casey Bodenbender and McClure closing fast.
Want to move the sticks, though, for a first down for the Pirates.
Now, it's important for Liberty Center's standpoint. You've got the 2 quick scores, and so many times now the other team catches hold, and a big team they are. But they want to try to regain the momentum, and the Tigers need another big defensive play to take the wind out of their sails quick.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that quarterback to get in the rhythm.
Caught, bobbled, ball bounces around. I think they'll call it incomplete.
You know, that's an interesting thing there. You see where the down marker is, and you see where all that action was. That should have been declared a lateral, Spike.
Well, I think, excuse my coughing, but I think the ruling is, yes, it was behind the line of scrimmage, but it was a forward pass. Now, what's the difference if it's a little shovel pass? You know, I don't know. It's touchy.
Yeah, but
I agree.
The Tiger defense was right in scrambling for that ball, though.
Oh, absolutely. You got to go after everything. Now the Tigers show a 2-man front with a couple of different blitz possibilities. Silva's coming hard, puts pressure on. Pass caught out there at the 44 and hit and dropped right away. Now that should be a fumble. That should be a fumble. That's a fumble. Come on.
Wow. Say, Kurt Silva's took a good piece out of number 14 there. Number 14 was kind of looking the other direction, and he's feeling that.
Oh, absolutely. He'll remember that midway in the 3rd quarter. You can bet your bottom dollar there.
That's going to be in the back of his mind every time he looks in the other direction. Is my backside covered? And on that particular play, Kurt Silvas was into his backside.
Yep. On defense, Butler, the nose guard tonight, along with Van Sickle and Hill, the tackles. McClure and Silvas, the defensive ends. Right now, the Tigers showing a 2-man front with Van Sickle. Now a hard rush, Sanchez got an hand on him. He's got a man open and just out of the fingertips, incomplete.
Boy, good pressure again there. The Tigers only got a couple guys up front, but that quarterback is trying to launch that ball maybe just a fraction before he's ready.
Hey, that was El Kicker too. That old boy can do a little bit more than kick the football. He was all over the quarterback.
Cody Sanchez. If this is his first year of football, is that right, Spike?
I believe.
Well, then why can't we just, use those other 3 years of eligibility somehow?
Yeah, that's right. Find a way to redshirt him. All right, back in punt formation. A booming punt. That's going to get over the head. A nice over-the-shoulder catch by Silvas at the 15. Tries to cut upfield, has a block, has another great seal block there by Smith, and Silvas works his way up across the 30-yard line.
Boy, giving the Tigers good field position when there was absolutely nothing there. Sanchez made a, not Sanchez, but Paul Smith made a nice block there initially to give Silvas a little maneuver.
Yeah, there were
back
two or three good blocks
Yeah.
down there, and Smith had the last one to get him sprung free, so a return of 15 yards. Oh, yeah, okay, great. Yards after the catch, yes, 15. All right, Tigers come out now with Smith spread wide to the far side. Silvas in motion. Give to Silvas. He's looking for running room. Gets just tripped up, oh boy, close to a late hit.
He was tackled by Brandon Anderson.
Number 11, Josh Falk, a linebacker, making sure Silvas was down, but the Tigers do pick up a couple. Boy, it looked like Silvas may have had a lot of running room,
It
but
did.
just tripped up.
Yeah, a red-shirted Pirates were closing pretty fast there.
All right, now the Tigers back to that straight wing offense. Babcock, the wing over on the left side. Babcock in motion. Here's a pitch to Silvas coming the other way. Silvas trying to get outside, a great straight arm. Oh, face mask, and they don't get that. They don't get that.
Yeah, it come in way late because the one official didn't see it. Tigers were,
Oh,
and the
yes.
sideline was imploring for it, but another official caught it.
All right, the gain from the 37 up to the 43. A gain of 6 on the play, and another 15 yards after that. That'll put the ball in the Bluffton Pirate territory. Well,
Boy,
good
that's
thing we had a
something.
little help from our friends there, Jim.
You know, that's where now this official that made the call was way deep in the secondary, but he could see the hands on the face mask, and boy, fans just couldn't stand for that. I mean, hey. They're supposed to be watching all the time, Spike, and
Yep.
ring one up for us.
Tigers did a good job out there getting that sprung open with Babcock, and then, of course, Silvas with the great straight arm. Now rolling out, has time, great block there. Babcock going to run for what he can get, puts his head down, and gets inside the 40-yard line.
You know, you talk a great block. That was Kurt Silvas that stayed in there, and, man, he made a nice saving block there to give
to give Babcock time,
Babcock just a little time.
Oh, big hit on the defensive end, number 4.
Yeah, they're so far trying hard to get around those defensive ends, and look like they're about ready to figure it out, the Tigers.
All right, now the Tigers show a wing right set. And I think the Tigers may have to use a timeout. Oh, no, an official's timeout here while we check the spot over.
Yeah, they're going
While
to try
we've got
for
a chance,
fresh
we'll get a
ball
few
there.
sponsors in as we can. We've got Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill, Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry, Pizzanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers, that twice-a-day buffet, and a pizza to go for $1. All right, Tigers with Babcock in motion, gives straight ahead to Weimer, got running room. Weimer jumps over a couple of tacklers and drives his way down close to the 30, and that may be good for first down yardage.
Nice faking in there by the quarterback. He kind of sold that play to Silvas, and that froze a couple of linebackers.
Yep, good job there. Weimer got up inside that left guard between Espinoza and Scott Stewart. Good for 9 yards and a Tiger first down on, I think, about the 31-yard line. Babcock in motion left. Here is the give. No, play action. Tosses out there, caught by Silvas, and Silvas stays on his feet, gets out of bounds, down around the 25-yard line, gain of 6 on the play. Silvas simply used his speed and outran the closest defender for that gain. Another one of those yards after a catch that came up so big.
Tiger offense mixing it up pretty good here, Spike, in the early going.
All right, now checking into the lineup will be Paul Smith for tight end Wiley. We're right in the way of this pole. Babcock, a little inside reverse to Babcock, stays on his feet, grinds his way down inside the 20-yard line.
Gonna move the sticks again.
Yep, we're gonna call it a gain of 6. Now Landis, our cameraman up in the press box, has got a great view of everything, but we've got this post that lines up right through our line of vision, cutting from the 40 and down through the 30-yard line on an angle. But of course now the Tigers, let me see, we'll spot it on the 19-yard line, a better side of view now. Double wing set, Silvas to the left, Babcock to the right. And Paul Smith spread wide to this side. Babcock in motion, and I think we're going to get an early jump on Liberty Center.
Yeah.
All right, some more
That's
sponsors.
motion
We'll
call.
get them worked in. We can't thank the people enough to make these broadcasts possible. We've got the Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, the Dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini, Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. And I was out there this morning for good old-fashioned bacon and eggs and home fries. It don't get no better now
You're making me
out
hungry
at
right now
Jerry's.
there,
Oh,
Spike.
yeah. And tonight with a Pisanello's Pizza sub there, as I enjoyed here at the ball game. All right, Tigers now. Second down and 15. Give off to Weimer. Weimer battles his way off that left side. He's going to get part of the penalty yards back. Sorry, it was 1st and 15. So that'll make it second and about, we'll call it 12.
Spike, that previous play there was delay a game by the Tigers, and
Delay a game.
Yes, and I don't believe we've seen that hardly all season. But I will say this, one of the statistics reading up to tonight was that the Tigers had been penalized 400 yards more than their opponents.
Wow. All right, wing left set, man in motion. Give straight ahead to Weimer. No, Babcock on the keeper. Babcock all alone. Is it the 5, the 4, 3, 2, 1? It's another Tiger touchdown. It's another Tiger touchdown. Somebody ought to put a stop to those calls. That's almost illegal. That's crazy.
We saw that bootleg a couple games ago, Spike, and Babcock can really sell that. He gives a couple good fakes. Just sort of comes rolling out to his right. Just sort of nonchalant, like. All of a sudden, he picks that ball up, and away he goes.
Jim, I'm telling you, it was sold to me. I didn't see he had it. From 22 yards out, Babcock tore around that side. Number 4, the defensive end, didn't know where the football was.
He was fooled.
All right, Tigers going for their 3rd PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is short and doesn't clear the crossbar. But the Tigers lead 3:08 in the first quarter. They're ahead 20-0. Oh boy. Let me. KK Collision with Kyle Kern. Schaefer Truck and RV Sales and Rentals with Terry and Todd Schaefer. Miller Brother Trucking with Skip Miller. Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender. Mitchell Farm Equipment with Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractors. B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady, Dan and Francis Brown. Holgate Metal Fab with Jeff Spangler. The Sky Bank in Liberty Center. Davis Farm Services of Delden Liberty with Karen Howell. The Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece. Swanton Welding with Norm Zeider. The Meyer Badenhop Insurance Company with Glenn and Napoleon, Bob and Mars Jurassics in Liberty Center. The Liberty Athletic Boosters, Ken and Robin Carpenter. The Liberty Center Carryout with John McClure. The Porch Coaches. All right, the kickoff, Sanchez gets a high end-over-end kick. Comes down at the 20. Looking for running room there. Tripped up in the bed.
Eric Weimer.
Yeah, Eric Weimer trips him up.
Eric Weimer got him at shoestrings, and that was enough to get her done.
Also, we got John Slagle in the memory of Donnie Sharp for those stinking, rotten, no-good yellow flags. And also Timbo and Water Hauling Service. All right, Tom?
Spike, that was we'll get back to the play here.
All right, we'll get that drive here in a second. At 1st and 10, Bluffton shows trip receivers to the short side over here. Throw out there, caught, and Brian Babcock hog ties him and finally brings him down with help from Tyler Carpenter.
Spike, that was a 8-play, 65-yard drive. Helped out by a little bit of face mask call on Bluffton, but on the drive, Silva's carried the ball 2 times for 8 yards, Weimer twice for 13 yards, Brett Babcock once for 6 yards, and Brian Babcock had 2 carries for 23, the last one 21-yard touchdown run to cap the drive.
All right, the Bluffton crowd coming alive. They trail 20-0. And hit it through down in the backfield. Kurt Silva's all over his hind end. Smackarino!
You know, Tigers are going to have to be a little careful there. There was almost a little taunting going on. And, you know, it's hard not to do that, but you got to stay away from that. Just make your play and get back and ready to play some more defense, Spike. But a big play when the Tigers needed it there.
Yeah, I agree. A loss of about 10 yards on the play. 2nd down and 20. Bluffton needs to get to midfield for a first down. A double wide out to either side. Quarterback back in shotgun. Tigers show blitz. Here it comes. And, they spring the man outside, but a great open field tackle there.
Number 15.
Yeah, Casey Bodenbender.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about playing an aggressive pass coverage, Spike. Somebody's always got your back. You can get handled on a play, or you can just miss that ball, but you just have the feeling, you know, I'm selling out for this, and if I don't get him, somebody else will, and that's just what happened there.
Yeah, good point. All right, Tigers showing a 3-man front now. Quarterback all by himself. They throw the home run ball. Coverage back there, and the closest guy to it was Paul Smith. It'll fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, the quarterback was kind of had his arms out. Well, why'd you make that cut? So they're not on the same page, Spike. He was looking for an out cut, and instead the receiver went in. But Tigers had a better chance of that than did the receiver.
Well, back to receive the punt, Silvas and Smith. Low snap, a floating punt, taken there by Smith at the 28. Tries to get outside, cuts up inside a block. Now has a seam the other way, cuts it back up the middle of the field and up across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
How about that for zigging and zagging and back this way, and this doesn't look like this will go, and I'll try this, Spike.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, that's Paul Smith. That's one thing he brings to the table. A return, I don't know, I'm not sure. We'll call it 25-yard return on the punt.
Again, good field position for the Tigers, and we haven't punted yet. No punts by the Tigers.
Well, Bluffton needed to get to the 50 for a first down, and the Tigers now with super field position with a first down on their own 46. Give straight ahead. Weimer gets about 2 tough ones up to the 48. Jim, you think of Liberty Center football, it's grind them out. Woody Hayes, Jim Stillwagon, all those names, the grind them out 3-yard type of deal, and here Liberty Center is setting things up and then using the forward pass to really put a number on it.
Great confidence in the quarterback, Brian Babcock, in his receivers, and they make it happen, and it looks pretty.
All right, motion this way. Here is the give to Silvas, looking for running room. Has it, waits, finds a seam, and gets down to the 45-yard line of Bluffton.
Boy, number 3 coming around this way, handled 2 guys. Eric Weimer was able to spread out as wide as he could, and he rode 2 guys out of the way so that there could be yardage made by his back.
That was a great piece of running there. The Tigers are going to pick up, I believe, about 8 yards on the carry. You know, it's just the old Southern Cal student body right that time.
Yeah, and then making it happen. And the thing is, these defensive ends for the Pirates were highly touted. Their coach really had a lot of stock in their defensive ends, and we found a way to get past them, Spike, so far.
Yep. And Silvas did a nice job of following his interference.
Yeah.
He had a lane to the outside, but waited for that to clear and then cut it back up inside for that extra 6 yards.
Yeah, I wish the film, the Landis Utopia Burmeister, was over here with us, because from his vantage point, he's not going to see that blocking by Eric Weimer, as he was kind of taken a couple Pirates out over here by the sideline, Spike. But, boy, it's just wonderful to see these Tigers fighting so hard, executing on every play.
All right, when we come back after the end of the first quarter here, the break, Tigers will have a third and about a foot to go on the 45-yard line of Bluffton. Less than a yard. Babcock in motion. Gives straight ahead. Silvas
He's got
sifting his way through. Picks up about 3 for the first down. Great point made in the break here by Tom Fry. Liberty Center's ability thus far in this game is the yards after the catch that Mineral Ridge, Bluffton Pirates have picked up has been almost non-existent, yes. And that's key.
Yeah, there's various ways to stall out a passing attack, and boy, that's one of them. Don't let them have anything if they do catch it.
All right, Tigers now the 1st and 10 at the Bluffton 43. A little delay to Weimer, and Weimer stays on his feet enough to get down to the 40-yard line. Gain of, we'll call it 3 on the play.
Tackled by Brandon Anderson.
You know, that time Weimer, Bluffton is doing as good a job as I guess as conceivably they can do in this situation. Weimer a lot of times breaks that one for maybe 7-8 yards, but Bluffton had enough wherewithal to stay in there and to slow him down and hold him to 3 once he got through that initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Babcock in motion to the far side, or to the near side. Here's the pitch to
Silvas.
Now, one thing I've just kind of dawned on me, Jim, we're on the opposite side of the field as Landis.
Yeah.
So when I say near side, it's going to be far side on the camera.
Well, I think the TV5 watchers are going to have to realize that this crew's pretty well split up this time, but I trust he's got a good filming vantage point up there, and it's pretty well lit, this stadium, and, of course, a good football game. So,
all right, we'll try to remember that on my calls right now. A little bit of indecision there on the Bluffton defensive end. Tigers with the wing right set. Here is the give straight ahead to Silvas. Or Weimer worming and twisting, driving his way through the middle of the defense all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Man, oh man, the Tigers have been fooling the Bluffton boys when it really counts. Now, that was a third down in short yardage, but hey, we're looking for something else, and plus there's good blocking in there. We can't sell out that Tiger offensive line.
That is about as good as you can get from a Liberty Center football team.
Yeah.
A gain of 14 yards by Weimer off that right side.
Yeah.
Behind Hill and Martinez and the center Stewart. Now the Tigers show a double wing set. Silvas on the left, Babcock on the right. Babcock in motion.
Brett Babcock coming this way.
Brett Babcock wound up with the football. I apologize, I lost it. Babcock.
Brett Babcock was ball.
Now, there's a couple fakes in there, and then Brett comes sliding along the line of scrimmage, but there wasn't much to be had there, Spike. It was pretty much a lateral run. And
we'll give him a gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The nose of the football just short of the 25-yard line of the Bluffton Pirates. 9:11 remaining here, second quarter. Tigers already up 20-0 over Bluffton. Here is a little delay, give to Weimer, stays on his feet, drives and pounds for a couple more, all the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. We're going to give him about an 8-yard gain.
Boy, that's serious fullback action there when you need it, Spike.
Official timeout.
All right, we're going to look for a measurement now.
Yeah, Eric Weimer come out of the ball game for equipment redo there on one of his brace, I think, that he carries on that wounded wing. And isn't that something how he hurt himself early in the season there, Spike? And he's been a man possessed ever since they let him back on the field after about a game and a half off.
Well, he truly follows in the steps of the Tigers' great, tough football players. No doubt about that. Now Eric Slee into the lineup. He'll be the running back behind the quarterback, Babcock. Give to Silvas. Silvas hit at the 18 and spins his way down to the 15, and that might be enough for the 1st and 10.
Yeah, that should move it. It does.
All right, now Weimer back out onto the field after the equipment set up. So the Tigers knocking on the door, Jim. You don't want to not miss an opportunity to put one on these guys with that quick score capability.
Yeah, that's exactly correct, Spike. Even though the scoreboard shows the Tigers up, I mean, this is an opportunity. They've got to come away with points here.
Smith spread wide to the right. Weimer the lone setback. Fumble, and I think Weimer and Babcock, one of them, they were there together. They were able to fall on it, so now the Tigers will have second down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah. See, I don't remember the last time the Tigers had a lost fumble.
It's been quite a while.
I don't want to jinx them. I think our man Tom Fry might know that, but boy, Tigers have handled that ball about as well as you could expect.
All right, now they'll come out with Smith spread wide to the right side, the wide side of the field. Casey Bodenbender spread wide to this side. Straight drop. And, picked off, now fumbled. They're going to rule incomplete. Wow. That ball, I don't know, was it tipped?
I don't know, but number 22 out there, who was our receiver? I guess that was Smith. Is that Smith out there?
Yeah, it was a well-designed play.
28, yeah, it was to Paul Smith. I don't think he ever got a hold of that ball. Pretty near was picked there.
Well, and it was a well-designed play. They had Babcock on a deeper slant, and they were trying to hit Smith to clear it out.
Anyway, Smith had to go from receiver to defensive player right there in an instant and did a good job
in motion, gives straight ahead to Weimer, and he's going to be taken down there at the 15-yard line.
I think Cody Sanchez ought to get a shot here, Spike.
Well, if you're going to do it, this might be about the maximum length.
Yep, they're going to bring him in. Here he is.
Yeah, it will be an attempt of 15. It'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt. Jeremiah Hill, number 66, the snapper.
We've seen him power these through in practice back at Tiger Stadium many times. He's
got a field goal this year. All right, now we got a flag on a play, and that's probably a delay of game.
Oh, that'll put 5 more yards to it. Oh, that's not good. We've had 2 of those this game so far.
Well, that may put them out of field goal range. Now the Tigers may have to consider a pooch kick or maybe a throw into the end zone. But you have to remember Bluffton will get the ball.
Yeah, at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, at the line of scrimmage. And maybe, the pros do it from where he kicks it.
Yeah, well, that's too bad. El Kicker was all womped up to thunder one through there, but that play just took a little while getting unwound.
All right, we'll see what the Tigers can manufacture. Casey Bodenbender,
Another flag in the end zone. Five yards again against the Tigers on delay the game.
Yeah, when it comes from that official back there in the end zone, that's he's the timer.
He's keeping time.
Yep.
Well, we'll monkey around and get it back where a nice little pooch kick would look good.
Hey, I'll tell you what, a little something here you never know. But the Tigers out with a standard offense. Silvis and Weimer to the left side. Babcock dropping back. Throws deep. He's got a man open. Oh, picked off. Martinez over there. And Martinez with a great tackle down there around the 24-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, if it wouldn't have been for Big Pete, it'd have been Kirk Silvis who was getting over there in a hurry and going to have a shot at him. But
that's right. They had him beat.
Yeah.
But a great interception.
Yeah. Well, that'll maybe swing a little momentum that way, but really field position, that isn't any great shakes there. But Tigers do squander an opportunity, Spike.
Well, one of those things, you're not going to do it every time you get your hand on the ball. Tigers ran a lot of clock, 6:23 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, well, Tiger defense is anxious to get back in the mix there.
All right, now we're seeing a wing T offense, and we're going to get a flag on the snap.
I think there was movement on the offensive line there, Spike. Yeah, it's going against the Pirates. That's going to be 5 yards the other way.
Legal procedure on Bluffton.
Well, I wonder now, will Bluffton abandon that spread offense in favor now of the more conventional T formation football?
Well, Spike, they'd like to put a drive together, and I think they're offensive people on that sideline. Any way they think they could do her, they would. And as you say, that spread hasn't worked very well for them thus far.
All right, wing T offense. Give to the second back through on the left side. He's got nowhere to go. Tigers slam him down. Maybe a couple yards on the game, but still short of the original line of scrimmage. From the opposite side of Landis, who's doing the taping, of course, impossible for us. Tate Slee, press box gives credit on the tackle. Boy, Jim, this is so big. Just under 6 minutes left in the half, and the Tigers need to hold Bluffton, not allowing them to get any momentum. Give to that delay, second back through, and he's got nowhere to go again. Tigers get him again for another loss.
Yeah, number 71 banging in there. Chris Butler got a piece of him. Didn't make the stop, but he created confusion in the backfield with good penetration there.
Third down.
Chris Butler is just one of those guys that has a nose for the ball, and he's probably another one of those kind of guys that has a nose for problems and likes to create them and fix them and do them all.
The last 4 or 5 games of the season, Chris Butler's had a hand right square in the middle where you want it to be.
Tigers show blitz. They've got time. The man out there caught. Hit right away by Casey Bodenbender. That'll be good for a Bluffton first down. And we've seen darn few of those.
That's right, and Casey right there quickly, but was a good pass, and they're going to move the sticks for Bluffton, and they haven't had that many first downs as you talk about.
No,
right?
just a couple 3 is all. But 4:50 left in the first half. Still plenty of time for Bluffton to get something going. Now they revert to what comes natural. Look for the slant, hitting the backfield, has time, hit again by McClure, thrown out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Yeah, look at he's running in the other direction, almost back here toward the 5-yard line, and he's crying to the ref a little bit, but good hounding pressure by the Tigers back there. Kurt Silvis being one of them, number 18.
McClure, Ryan McClure,
back
yes.
there.
Well,
Hounding the quarterback.
Yep.
No rhythm at all to that delivery. He wound up and threw it out of bounds as far as he thought the scouts could find it.
All right, single wide out to the camera side of the field, trip wide outs to the short side. Quarterback looks, tossed, and hit immediately by Brian Babcock, and a great Tiger defense there.
Boy, that was good sound tackle by the quarterback, and you know, he tried hard to make the interception. He had position, but he couldn't quite take it away, so then he had to just lock around him, make sure he was going to go down. That is a big target, that Pirate.
Yeah, 6'4", 235 pounds, and that's where he makes his living on the football field, is those little short out patterns and then breaking tackles and yardage after the catch. And so far, Liberty Center has done a tremendous job of slowing him down. Now back to throw out a shotgun again. Has time.
Good pressure.
Sack, no! Sacarino! Sacarino!
Boy, Spike, this is going to be a good play to see. Butler again on the stop, but I'm telling you, there was a war right there at the line of scrimmage. You could see bodies piling into each other. The Tigers kind of jumping up, back in it again, and finally it collapsed. Wonderful defense. That's going to be pretty on TV5.
I want somebody to put the cuffs. I want Butler putting chains. That guy is illegal out there.
Yeah, they're all doing it, that whole line.
In punt formation, high angling punt. Smith calls for the fair catch. Tigers wisely get away from it. And Jim with a 20-point lead. Good judgment there by the Tiger return people.
Exactly. Nobody should try to be a hero under those circumstances. And good, solid 3 minutes to go, and the Tigers should have pretty decent field position. You know, now that shouldn't be against the Tigers. He signaled for a fair catch, and then he got out of there. But they're liable to say that he made a motion to try to field the ball.
Well, we don't know what the penalty is. Tom Fry can't pick it out. We haven't seen a signal yet.
They're going to march the Tigers back. What was the call? Richie Frankfather says personal foul.
Illegal use of hand.
Okay.
All right.
All right, a block they didn't like, but I tell you, the Tigers been making a lot of blocks that the Tiger backs like because they've been moving the ball and putting some points up as a result.
All right, ball spotted at the 23, Silvis in motion. Give straight ahead on a delay. I think Weimer may have.
Yeah, that's him.
No, Babcock, excuse me.
Yeah, Brett.
Brett Babcock was the
Yeah, Babcock came from his other wing, come back this way on a little misdirection play. Good for a couple of yards. And the Tigers right now need to run clock. First and foremost, nothing Bluffton would like better than to get their hands back on the football. Second down and 8. Ball at our own 25. Give straight ahead to Weimer. Weimer hit. Hangs on to the football.
Man.
A great job there. And up to close to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was almost a tackle the ball play there by number 32 of the Pirates.
Well, Bluffton recognizes, I'm sure, that they've got to start doing a few extra things now to create something.
Yeah, getting right at the 2-minute mark, Spike.
Yeah, clock running. Just about 2 minutes left here. And a crucial third down for Liberty Center. Third down, they've got to get the ball to about the 33-yard line of Bluffton. Of their own 33, pardon me. Here is a little keeper, Babcock, and I think he's got enough. Babcock up to about the 34-5, and that'll be enough for the first down.
Yep. Boy, yeah, nice piece of play calling and good execution by the Tigers. Know when to use what play and gives them a fresh set of downs, and with $1:40 to go, Spike, you can figure on some fireworks out of the Tigers yet. We've seen it so many times.
That's right. Now the clock actually on the side of the Tigers in case they want to try to break something deep, and they're going to show a trip receiver set. Lone setback, and to give straight ahead, Weimer grinding out yardage, and he's all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Boy,
Second
Spike,
down and just short.
offensively, it's been all Tigers this half.
Completely. All right, just short of the 45. Second down, less than a yard to go. 1 minute remaining in the half. Tigers on top, 20-0 here on TV5. In motion, Babcock rolling right. Has running room, gets outside, gets the first down, and gets out of bounds. Inside Bluffton territory, down around the 46. We're going to call it a gain of about 9 on the play, and the clock will stop with 49 seconds. Well, no, they're going to rule he was out of bounds back at the 49, but still well enough for the first down.
49-yard line.
Babcock, after that sprint out to the right, comes all the way across, gets the signal from the bench, and back to the field.
You got to be in shape to play this game the way the Tigers play it, Spike.
All right, we've got Smith to the Tiger side of the field over here. Spread wide, double wing set. Here is the handoff on that delay up the middle.
Nothing doing.
And I'm going to defend that call because you don't want to do anything crazy here.
Yeah, that's number 27, Kurt Silvis trying to execute that in there. And Tigers quickly call for a timeout. No, those plays that seem like, well, what they call that for, that sets it up for sometimes something real creative.
Oh,
so,
yeah. How many times have we seen those big gains, those 20-yard gains right here in that same situation? But Bluffton staying home. They catch the Tigers on top.
Bluffton appears to be a very smart defensive team. When the Tigers got those points, it was by great execution and good play calling.
Yeah, the Tigers, I think this is one of those games where they have really mixed it up well, maybe anticipating Bluffton's next move defensively.
They had a good plan when they came into Donnell Stadium here, and these Tigers have been just plain executing it to a T. But it's only one half of football, Spike. There's 2 more quarters to play. Tom.
Come out. They've got the double package to this side. Silvis now goes in motion toward the ball. Babcock back, throws it up there for grabs. Silvis out
Whoa.
there. And a good job there. Silvis smart enough to realize I better get it on the ground before I worry about catching it. Defender was right there, and that'll be incomplete.
Oh, you have to admire a throw like that. It's putting it down there, and man, oh man, Silvis almost reeled that in, but it was to his fingertips, and that's all he could do was, as you say, play defense there with two defenders thinking about making a pick.
All right, Tigers bring Silvis and Babcock to this side. Babcock now gives straight ahead to Weimer. Weimer tripped up.
Yeah.
And another good call by
Yeah.
Liberty Center. That's going to force Bluffton to use a timeout.
No, Tigers, I guess, get charged here.
All right. Oh, Liberty Center used it. Well, that's all right.
Yeah. No, well, fourth down, yeah, I can see him punting the ball.
Okay, Tigers fourth down and about 8 to go. They're going to go for it. A little wide open pass to Casey Bodenbender over the middle. Where did they come up with that play? We haven't thrown that play for a long, long time to a tight end.
I don't think I've seen it this season, but he wasn't covered. They weren't looking for it, and moves the sticks. Timeout for the sticks to be moved, Spike.
All right, Tigers down the ball immediately, and they've got 21.8 seconds from the 29-yard line of Bluffton.
Man, clock management by these Tigers. Spike, I can't count on one hand the number of times the Tigers have been short on time and made something happen this season.
You know, it was fourth down, and there's no way any team ahead 20-0 is going to do anything but punt the football. And that's exactly why Liberty Center snubbed their nose at all the rules and went ahead and come up with a big first down. Silvis in motion. Babcock dropping back. Has to get rid of it, and the pass is incomplete.
Babcock took a ferocious hit there by a couple of Pirate rushers, and man, he's a little shaken up right now, Spike.
Well, timeout down on the field while Babcock is
Tended to there.
yeah, tended to, so we'll be back. Hey, back to the line of scrimmage. Brian Babcock up under his own power. A little shaky, though. Took a pretty good hit. So now Tip Lady in at quarterback for Liberty Center. Here is the give to Weimer. Weimer tripped up, and they get the ball down around the 23.
Timeouts are maybe exhausted for the Tigers.
Tigers are going to let the clock run out. You don't want to have a big mistake here with no, wait a minute. Now they get the timeout with 0.3 of a second left.
Huh. I didn't know we had a timeout left, but appears as though there's 0.3 of a seconds on the clock there, Spike, and maybe time for El kicker Cody Sanchez effort here.
Well, if it is, it's going to be at least 40 yards.
He can do her.
All right, hey, why not? You got nothing to lose here. Sanchez's attempt will be from 40 yards out. Tip Lady will be the holder. Good hold, the kick, line drive, just short. El kicker got a good leg to it.
Yeah, and it was dead on, but didn't get it under enough to give her a little height.
Yeah, and it's not going to make it any easier with a different holder. That certainly doesn't help the rhythm, but a good effort, and you know, from 35 it may have been there. All right, but that's the end of the first half. Liberty Center and some lightning striking offense.
First quarter.
Yep, in the first quarter. They lead the Bluffton Pirates 20-0. We'll be back with a halftime stat. Okay, quickly the halftime stats. Liberty Center, 29 carries for 128 yards, an average of about 4.2 a carry. For Bluffton, 5 carries for a minus 14 yards. In other words, they lost 3 yards every time they decided to run the football. The Pirates were 7 out of 14 in the air for 49 yards, average is 7 a catch. Liberty Center, Babcock, 4 of 9 for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brett Babcock, a catch for 20 yards. Paul Smith, 1 catch for 85. Silvis, 1 catch for 5. And Casey Bodenbender, 1 grab for 19. Liberty Center, 5 penalties, 50 yards. Bluffton, 2 penalties for 20. Tigers set to kick off. Here's Sanchez, delivers the low liner, bounces at the 30, takes a nice hop down inside the 20 to the 18, and hauled down there along the sidelines.
Ryan McClure in there. Casey Bodenbender giving ground grudgingly, but Ryan McClure on the stop there.
Yeah,
Spike.
I think Butler might have been around that baby too. All right, Liberty Center leads 20-0.
Spike, did you get any data on our quarterback?
No, didn't hear a thing.
We don't see him down there either on the sideline.
All right, Bluffton, I was by them when they came out of the locker room, and they certainly haven't quit, Jim.
No.
You know, you could tell by the way they dress.
Oh, they can put points up in a bunch if they're...
All right, Swiskowski on the defense.
Boy,
Hill campaigning to get a hold, but to no avail.
Swiskowski had him literally blanketed.
All right, let's see. Liberty Center altogether, 257 yards of total offense, and Bluffton with 35. However, a quick strike offense like this is never out of it. Tigers showing blitz, pass over there, and caught up around the 39. That's going to be a gain of about 6, 7.
Ryan McClure right there in a minute. Man, that must be a rehearsed play. That receiver was laying on the ground, and quarterback drilled that right into his chest.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to nickel and dime their way back into this thing. Tigers so far stopping the big play.
Quarterback.
Oh, yeah, Brian Babcock now coming around the sideline. a little gimpy, but certainly on moving under his own volition. Now out of shotgun, looks upfield, throws, caught, and thrown out of bounds over there. McClure finally was the man that threw him out, but Bluffton comes out and moves the sticks.
Spike gets that big receiver, that big target we were talking about first half, that Bowling Green's taking a hard look at him, and he certainly is a formidable target out there. And you mentioned that he makes a lot of his yards after catching the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to run many deep patterns. We've had one of the locals referee a couple of his games. Toss up field, and that's dropped down around the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Bluffton.
Yeah, he made a catch out of that about 2 passes ago, just about that high off the ground, so that's evidently where they like to throw him at for him.
All right, on defense, Tate Slee led the way with 5 tackles, 2 of those for a loss. Eric Weimer had 4, 1 of those for a loss.
Okay.
Casey Bodenbender had 3 tackles.
Cody Sanchez out there again, Spike.
All right, Sanchez looking to blitz. He's got an open lane. Sacarino! Sacarino!
Cody Sanchez
Yes!
and Chris Butler.
Cody Sanchez was shown blitz, and El Kicker has got a lot more than kick. He's got some kick butt.
Yeah, you know, he was just raring to go over there, and darn near got the Tigers an encroachment call, but he held himself just in check. And as soon as the ball was snapped, he was flying at the quarterback. Didn't quite get him, but got him dislodged, and then Chris Butler came in there and knocked him up.
Oh, yeah, the man of the hour, Butler, there to polish him. Tigers show a 2-man line. 5 more men up in the box. Quick drop. Tigers, they got the open receiver. They had a little bit of the...
Yeah, that was supposed to be a catch and pitch on that. They were.
Oh yeah, he was looking for it, but they had it surrounded.
Yep, looking to lateral that number 9 over here along the sideline, but enough Tigers there, that was never going to go.
Well, the Tigers defense making it tough on Bluffton to move the football.
Yeah.
We've got a 4th down now and 14 yards to go.
All right, punt receive team in there going for the Tigers. One fired up bunch of guys.
Markoff, Derek Miller, Joe Shaddy amongst many.
Joe Shaddy got a block on a punt earlier in the
Oh, yeah,
first
that
half.
set up one of the Tiger touchdowns. Oh, we've got too much time.
Yep. Well, that's good to know that that father time penalty can occur on both sides of the ball, Spike. So that'll move them back 5 yards before they punt.
All right. For the Liberty defense, we had Brett Babcock, Tyler Carpenter, Brian Babcock, Kurt Silvis, all with 2 tackles. High end-over-end kick floats down to Silvis at the 28. Silvis working his way, weaving, twisting, and driving his way back up to the 40-yard line.
Well, the Tigers' first possession in the second half is going to be pretty close to midfield, Spike, and they've had good field position the whole game.
There was 10 minutes worth of highlight tape right there and about 12 yards of return. What a job. He must have evaded 5 tacklers.
Well, he's absolutely fearless. That is plain to see, but he's controlled in everything he does.
Yep, Silvis, a great player. Now the Tigers show a double wing set. Smith spread wide to this side. Here's the give on a little end around to Silvis. Silvis drives his way up across the 45 and up to the 46. Jimmy, you're going to have to carry a lot of the mail. I don't know how much longer this old voice is going to crack.
Keep using those cough drops, Spike.
Oh, yeah.
You got to hang in there. This is huge tonight. But Tigers, boy, I tell you, right from the opening whistle there, they've been playing some hard-nosed football as we've seen them play for a lot of this season.
All right, Tigers come out with that very same offensive set as last play. Silvis in motion again, takes the handoff. Silvis, not much running room there, and probably comes up a yard short of the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down now. We'll call it 6 yards to go. The ball at their own 45.
Yeah, the Bluffton defense on their defensive right side got some pretty good penetration there, and it's all Kirk could do to hang on that ball and try to turn it upfield there a little bit.
Yep, Brian Babcock, of course, under center for Liberty Center. Took that big hit right before the half, but looks pretty well in shape. All right, they got Smith spread wide to the far side, and double receiver out there with Babcock and Bodenbender. And Babcock sacked, not a chance.
Yeah, that possibly might have been the biggest defensive play Bluffton's had to this game. Somehow or other, there wasn't anybody over that man, and he just poured right through and laid it to Brian Babcock. So a loss of 5-6 yards, and it's a 4th and 11 now, Spike.
Well, one thing that you can say about Liberty Center, Bluffton came out, had first possession of the second half, and they say that's always one of the big keys.
Yeah.
If they could have came down and scored, that would have turned the momentum all around. But Liberty Center's defense held.
Yeah.
About 7 minutes left, third period. Back to punt. Nice driving punt by Weimer, taken there at the 30-yard line. A little bit of running room. Taken there head on by
18.
Ryan McMean McClure,
Yeah,
and pulls him down at the 40.
Also 66, Jeremiah Hill gets an assist on that. And the press box give Tate Slee credit, so take your Tiger there. We're saying that was...
All right, also number 71 had a quarterback sack and another tackle for a loss for Liberty Center in that first half. And McClure had 2 quarterback hurries. All right, on first down, and Sacarino by Silvas. There's Sanchez in there getting his feet wet. Wade Van Sickle mopping up. Oh, baby.
Boy, how pretty was that? There's a receiver walking back that thought he had deep was open, but with that kind of pressure, there's no deep anything. He was getting deep sixth back here in his backfield.
Deep sixth, I loved it. Here comes Sanchez, and a low throw to the receiver.
Yeah.
He's upset.
Yeah, the referee kind of figured into the picture there a little bit, but he's part of the playing field, and you got to play around him.
All right, that'll bring up third down and 15 after that sack initiated by Silvas.
You didn't mention in your stats that Joe Shaddy had a big punt block there, Spike. Maybe you're going to get to that, but
oh yeah,
boy,
that
was a big
definitely
play.
set up a fumble picked up by the running back, and he's going to be met head on there by Tate Slee
and Weimer. And Van Sickle in
Yep.
there too, but Slee and Weimer and McClure was in there.
That'll bring up fourth down. The Tiger defense on a roll.
Spike, you can just feel it in these Tigers. They can't wait for their turn to go out there to play, whether it's special teams or whatever. They want into the action.
All right, heading back there, taken by Silvas around the right side. Looks for a lane, cuts back, hit, and finally dropped at about the 33-yard line.
43.
Excuse me, 43. Good call, Jim. In that first half, on the first down department, Liberty Center had 9 altogether, 7 by the rush, 1 by the pass, and 1 by penalty. And with only 35 yards of offense, somehow Bluffton Pirates had 3 passing first downs and 1 by penalty. All right, Tigers come out now. They show a wing T offense, give to Weimer. Weimer hit, slowed down, penetration by one of the linebackers.
Second down.
Second down and 9. 5:40 remaining, third period. Liberty Center 20, the Bluffton Pirates 0. Give straight ahead to Weimer, and Weimer battles up across the 45 to the 46. Gain of a couple of more. Nothing pretty right now, Jim, but you got to keep them pounding up the middle. You got to get them sucked inside.
Yeah, that's what they'd like, is a nice ball control drive here, but the Bluffton Pirates are beginning to pack it on the line of scrimmage up there. Looked like they had a 6-man line on that last play.
Well, there's no way Liberty's trying to set anything up.
Well, just when you don't expect it.
All right, Silvas in motion. Hand off to Babcock, and Bluffton had great penetration, and they were there waiting. And it's going to be about a 4-yard loss. That'll bring up fourth down.
They're banking on the Tigers' running game right now. They're just just doing everything they can to stuff that middle.
Babcock was the ball carrier. Brought down by Anthony Myers. It'll be fourth down.
All right, Weimer back in punt formation at his own 30-yard line. Good snap. Gets off an end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at about the 32, and it'll sail out of bounds.
Well, Spike, that's about as good a field position as the Pirates have had.
They'll take over the ball first and 10.
All right, this will be Bluffton's. That'll be Bluffton's third possession now this quarter.
Well, Tiger defense has been just exactly all over anything that this spread offense wishes to serve up, Spike.
Tigers show a two-man front. McClure on an end, hedging up. A little fake reverse action. They throw the home run ball, man on man out there. And what defense by Paul Smith!
Paul Smith was going to pick that, but the defender or receiver actually had to get his mitts in there and spoil it for Paul, but perfect coverage.
You're not going to play better defense than that, not at any level.
And that little, fake it end around almost, or a sweep, that didn't fool anybody. They're looking for yards in a big way when they send all those receivers out and the quarterback drops back.
All right, Van Sickle up there on the line. Now a blitz package. Ooh. Van Sickle nails him. Pass caught. Wow.
Van Sickle came like a Mack truck, and I'm telling you, he laid the wood to number 14. I'm surprised number 14 could get back up.
They did a little stunt package,
Yeah. Well,
Tigers show blitz from the outside all the time anyway, and that time he simply curled around his man around Butler.
Yeah, he made a good move there, Van Sickle, to get a good charge, and Sanchez was over here giving him fits, thinking that he was going to get in there for a piece of the sack, but I'm telling you, that quarterback had his cage rattled there.
All right, Tigers in that two-man line. They've got a bunch of more people sneaking up. Fire out there, and a great job again on defense. Sanchez on the hustle.
Quarterback being kind of ginger, this is football, Spike, and you're going to get hit. If you're going to tee it up and wear the helmet and somebody's going to give you the football, you can expect to get hit with it. And the Tigers are serving it up.
Brett Babcock that time on another one of his trademark dazzling plays to knock it away. Second down and 10. And they're going to blow it dead right away. That would seem to indicate a penalty on the offense.
Yeah. That's the signal. They're going to walk them back 5 yards for motion. Yep.
Illegal procedure against Bluffton.
Okay, Tigers line up after that 5-yard walk-off. Here comes the blitz package again, scrambling around. Oh, no, baby! Forget about it! It's another Saccharino!
Eric Weimer back here, Cody Sanchez back here, Chris Butler again.
Chris Butler, the man of the hour tonight from that nose guard spot that he's sharing, along with number 55, Wade Van Sickle.
Yeah.
He picks up his third sack of the night.
Yeah, Spike, this is football weather. You can see their breath out there, and these Tigers are using air right now, but they're putting it to good use.
Jim, I don't know if I've ever seen a defensive effort like this. Third down and about 23 yards. He's got his man, number 4, deep. Now they're throwing it over the middle of the field, and that's going to go incomplete. There is no way the big tight end was going to outrun Babcock.
That tight end, that big target, he doesn't have the speed that our defensive backs do. That's very apparent, Spike.
And I don't know, Bob. They say Bowling Green's looking at him as a tight end. I think you're going to have to be a little more speedy than that.
Well, he might turn into a good blocker for him, but he's not going to outrun very many DBs.
All right, now the snap on the 4th down punt. High wobbler, that's going to be short.
I don't know.
And
that was
may have hit number 18.
dangerously close
McClure,
to.
I'm not sure. But regardless, I think Silvis fell on it.
Yep, we recovered it.
At the 40.
Boy, that can happen with a short, high kick. Everybody feels it's going deep, and they're kind of getting down toward coverage. And if that ball pops up and nips somebody, well, then she's an open season ball.
All right. Now, Jimmy, Tigers look for something here. A little bit out of what they ran on the last series. They may try to pull a little chicanery. Give to Weimer, nothing much there. No gain on the play, second down. This would be the ideal down on second down. Maybe pull a little play action on them.
I think we've got to see it. We've had a couple series here where it's just been run, and I mean they pack her in there tight, knowing that it is ball control that the Tigers are trying to do here to peel that clock down, which is under 2 minutes here in this third quarter.
Yeah, it would be nice to see the Tigers put a couple of first downs here together. It eats up some clock. They've got Casey Bodenbender spread out wide to that side. Babcock back to throw, and just over the head of the intended receiver. And Babcock hit again.
Yeah, boy, they're trying hard to protect him, but Babcock is not as mobile as he was earlier in the first half there. They took a pretty good shot by two Pirates in the closing seconds of the first half, Spike, and that's kind of made him just a little tender out there.
He's a gamer. He's pretty tough. That guy's a fullback in a quarterback's number.
Well, he's tough to even be out there after that hit.
Oh, yeah. All right, now the Tigers back to their wing package set to the right. Here's the pitch to Silvis, trying to get wide. He's got some running room blockers and a valiant effort, about 8-yard gain up to about the 48.
Boy, Jeremiah Hill running interference for him up there. Also Weimer. Well, a couple yards short of the 50-yard line, Spike. Tiger fans like to see him go for it, but a good deep punt here would pay dividends, I think.
Oh, I think so, and I think you've got to think punt. You know, an extra 30, 40 yards of field position is worth a couple of minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
52 seconds remaining, third quarter. Weimer gets
punt
off a wobbler. That's going to be taken there at the 20-yard line, trying to find running room. Now kicks it outside. He's got running room. Here comes and a great open field hit by Weimer.
Eric Weimer had an angle on him, and boy, he didn't waste it. He took him out right in front of the Tiger bench here.
Well, Bluffton is going to have the ball at the 50. Still, this is their fourth possession, albeit 38 seconds remaining in the third period.
Boy, that play looked like that was going to develop for the Pirates in a big way there for just a little while.
All right, Pirates show three wide receivers to the close side, two on the other. Pass out there in the flats, caught, looking for running room after the catch. And now Bluffton continuing to work on that Tiger defense, picks up a first down inside the 40.
Spike, I couldn't help notice how that receiver was looking for a place to get down. He saw Tiger secondary closing in on him, and he didn't want any part of them. Did you notice that?
Well, he was looking for running room, I'll say that, and now we got the play stopped, the Liberty Center timeout. 25 seconds remaining, third period. Liberty Center riding the crest of a big first quarter. They lead it 20-0. All right, Bluffton back in business. A little throw toss out there in the flats.
28,
Hit,
Paul
and
Smith.
Paul Smith shoved him out. You know, another big defensive play along with Shaddy's blocked punt was Paul Smith's knockdown of what could have been about a 90-yard interception return. That could have been big in that first half.
That's true. That's exactly true. There's so many plays. I mean, they got Tigers stepping up all over the place. You know, we mentioned Chris Butler on some great pressure back there in the quarterback. Wade Van Sickle's been in there. Cody Sanchez with his blinding speed off the corner.
All right, now Jeremiah Hill. Now the Tigers up on the line. That shows a three-man front. Here comes Sanchez. He's going to have to loft it up there. That's going to go way out of bounds. Incomplete. And Weimer and Slee.
Eric Weimer got a big piece of the quarterback. I mean, he delivered a play as only the hammer can.
Well, when you got Sanchez bearing down on you, you know, you're all spread out, and all of a sudden here comes the sledge trucking in behind him along with Tate Slee.
Yeah.
And Tate Slee, you know, you got to wonder about that guy because he has no thought, no nothing. He just knows one thing, and that's grab somebody and smoke him.
Got a nose for the ball, any of these guys.
All right, little short over the middle toss. That's broken up, I believe, by Sanchez.
Yeah, he couldn't hold it. Another one of those go to your knees to catch it. And Spike, as many times as I've seen that is a play. He actually throws that ball about at their knees out there, and those guys are supposed to get down there and hunker down and rake it in.
Yeah, Sanchez cutting in front. May have had a hand in not allowing him to see the ball in.
That would be a pretty hard play to defend if the ball's thrown that low.
4th down and 9 now. Ball at the 35-yard line. Here comes Weimer. No, excuse me. Van Sickle's got him. Slams him down. Sacarino!
I know it. It's a little scary. If they're out of bounds over there, they got to be satisfied with that and not put the wood to him because...
That was Wade, wasn't it? That was Van Sickle.
Yeah, Van Sickle was running him. So was Butler, I think.
Yeah, Butler slowed him down and turned him, and it was Van Sickle trucking all the way right down Route 66,
Boy, that was
Route 235, you name it.
That was as the third quarter ends right here, Spike. We got 1 second left in the third quarter. That was a huge defensive stand there by the Tigers after a few successive first downs by the Pirates in their passing game.
Now Liberty Center has it again. Pitch for Silvas, trying to get outside. Silvas works his way up to the 40. A gain of about 4, and that'll end the third quarter. 4 possessions for the Bluffton Pirates, and maybe a total of 70 yards offense in that third quarter. Pretty darn good if you're Liberty's defense.
I guess so.
All right. Tigers back out on offense. Evan Tiplady at quarterback. Gives straight ahead to Weimer and hit right away. Tigers had a second and a long 7. So that'll bring up 3rd down now and still about that same 7 yards to go. But Babcock, you know, it's not like he's totally out of it. But Tigers taking no precautions with their quarterback.
Oh, well, no question. The Tigers got depth at every position when necessary, and that's what they're calling on right now.
All right, the pitch now to Silvas, trying to get outside. Picks up a couple on the play up across the 40, up to the 42.
Yeah, trying to follow Jeremiah Hill there coming around the corner, and it just was plenty of red shirts to stop that kind of progress.
Fourth down.
All right, Tigers in punt formation. You got Smith on one side and Babcock or Bodenbender on the other as cover people. Short punt, that's good for Liberty Center. Takes a lateral bounce, and it'll be downed by Hill inside the 30-yard line. You know, that time I'm glad to see a no return. That ball bounces around, eats a little clock. No chance of any big play ensuing.
Yep.
And so now, 10:39 remaining here in quarter number 4. The Liberty Center defense coming to town and playing like gangbusters. An incredible job. As so far they've stifled that high-powered Bluffton Pirate attack.
Whenever they've needed a play, they've made it.
All right, little lob out in the flats. Looking for running room. Dodges around and finally hauled down
15.
by Casey Bodenbender and
Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Tate Slee out there too, but
Tate Slee led in tackles in that first half. You know, he's all over the field, and Paul Smith is all over the field.
Oh yeah.
Number 71,
Chris Butler
is just incredible. Uh-oh, now we got another Tiger shaken up.
Tyler Carpenter out there, number 32.
All right, Davies back in shotgun again. under pressure, throws upfield, bobbled, and of course Paul Smith, the headhunter, finishes him off.
Oh, Paul Smith said, if you're going to get all that ball, I'm coming, man. And he got there just about the time the pass was going to be incomplete. Swiskowski also out there as a defender.
Swiskowski comes up near the line of scrimmage. All right, throws over the middle to the big guy, incomplete. Mean McClure,
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan McMean.
Ryan McClure saying hello there. And that,
he just kind of went on by and gave his regards. Pass incomplete, it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Well, the Bluffton Pirates averaging 39 points per game this year. Thus far, not having been able to scratch that end zone yet.
I go back to before the game in your remarks as we talked about this game, Spike. You mentioned that a lot of their opponents were Division VI schools.
Oh, absolutely. All right, quick drop, pump fake, now looks. He's throwing a home run ball again. And over the head of everybody, incomplete.
Coverage out here by Paul Smith.
And that'll bring up again 4th down.
Yeah.
Pirate possession number 5 in the second half goes for naught.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the offensive set on the sideline over there is getting a little desperate here, Spike. Every pass here this series has been an attempt at a home run ball.
All right, back in punt formation, low liner. It's going to take a dangerous bounce. The Tigers will stay away from it, and the Pirates will down it around Liberty's 25-yard line.
James punt was down by Scott Barrett. Tigers will take over the ball 1st and 10, their own 25-yard line.
Punt was down by Scott Barrett. We got him coaching on our sideline. What's up with that?
Well, I'm sure he was out there in spirit. You can bet on that.
Well, he wouldn't be wearing red, not here tonight. But
all right, Evan Tiplady remains at quarterback. Good move by Liberty Center, keeping their man healthy. They come to the line of scrimmage. Standard wing left package. Here is the give to Weimer. Weimer battles forward for a couple.
Yeah, Bluffton's pretty sure we're going to run the ball, Spike. They're loading up the line of scrimmage as you would expect them to do, but they've only got one safety, one person very deep at all, and look for the Tigers to be sniffing that out as these downs run out in a series that they might pull one up.
And Evan Tiplady can throw the football. He's a cool customer, and don't be surprised. Tigers may look to take advantage of this.
I would almost expect it.
All right. Double wing package now. Weimer the lone setback. Here's Tiplady. Gives it straight ahead to Weimer, and a flag on the play.
Yeah, and that flag came out pretty early, so must have been right at the break of the play. Yep. Called false start by the Tigers there, so Pirates are looking their options over, but it's going to cost the Tigers 5 yards most likely.
All was legal procedure on Liberty Center was declined. It'll be 3rd down.
You know, kind of a strange deal. Sometimes the clock is supposed to stop. The play is supposed to be blown dead, but the Pirates get the chance to decline the penalty. So the Tigers dive it into the line again, continuing to chew up clock.
Well, if I was a coach on the Tiger sideline, how could I not have faith in our defense? I mean, they have done everything that was asked of them tonight,
absolutely.
everything that was expected. And so, you know, rather than put it up where something might not good happen, you know, as old Woody Hayes would say about the forward pass, try to use a little clock and then get back to playing defense, which the Tigers have been absolutely brilliant tonight.
All right, high snap. Weimer handles it well. Very high punt. And a fair catch called for just inside midfield. And Bluffton will take over there at the Tiger 48-yard line.
Spike, that has to be the absolute best Pirate field position they've ever had. They've been kind of pretty close, but they are over the 50-yard line, headed to Tiger territory here with 8.5 minutes to go.
Well, and the Tigers now, of course, you hear a lot about the prevent defense, but they've got to give up yardage grudgingly.
Oh, yeah.
They certainly don't want to give up the big play. Now they've got 4 receivers to the wide side. Over the middle, over the head, and incomplete. And the quarterback had no choice.
Right. Tigers had plenty of coverage out there. They had at least 4 in that immediate vicinity with Paul Smith looking on, and still was able to get a run at the quarterback. I really think the line of scrimmage has to belong to the Tigers tonight, because even with just a 2-man front, we've been able to circumvent their efforts at protecting their quarterback.
Oh,
Spike.
absolutely. Casey Bodenbender, a great job on defense on that last play. He forced the quarterback to throw it high. Good rush. Sanchez backs off, and the pass caught over the middle. Sanchez and Wade Van Sickle showed great restraint.
Exactly.
They got to the quarterback, but they didn't chance the late hit.
You know, one of the big things was the penalty yards, and I'm sure we've got a few more penalty yards in Bluffton, but I tell you, they haven't hurt us, Spike.
It's been under control. You're right.
It has been very.
All right, 3rd and 1. Ball at the Tiger 39. Caught out in the flats. He's got a little bit of blocking. They opened the seam for him, and the receiver, number 7,
Brandon
Herr, number 5, gets inside the 35, and good for the first down. All right, trip receivers to the far side of the field. Davies on a quick slant toss, and caught and hauled down immediately.
He was tackled by Paul Smith.
Boy, Paul Smith, I'm telling you, that guy has turned into a man among men in these last 4 or 5
there's
games.
no question about it. If there's a pass complete in his area, he's putting a lick on the guy right quick.
Here comes Sanchez, nails it!
Oh, man. Number 18, Ryan McClure, not only about clobbered Pirate, but almost made the pick there, as was a Sanchez with a great rush
man,
here.
that's where I couldn't help. I watched Sanchez, and he laid him for a licking, buddy.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he was in there like lightning quick.
Yeah. Don't you wonder how they practice that during the week, Spike? Who do you suppose gets to be open season as the scout quarterback?
All right, 3rd down and about 6 to go. 7:13 left in the game. A little swing out there, caught, and a great job of defense again by Liberty Center.
Casey
Bodenbender. You know, the closure by Bodenbender after the catch.
Yeah.
They held him Bluffton to about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Yeah, well, it's so sweet to see him sell out. You know, the first guy, when you know where that ball is, you sell out. You do everything you can to make the play. And they do it without fear, Spike. And if they don't happen to make it, they've at least diverted him to where the cleanup can get him.
All right, 2-man front, 3-man front. Has time, throws over the middle. What another defensive jam!
Why?
I believe it was Paul Smith again.
Yeah, 28 there, but I'm telling you, from our vantage point, looks like he wrapped his body right around him going for the pass, but there was no flag and plenty of striped shirts there to look at the play, Tom.
Yeah, it was clean to me.
Yeah.
But he did a great job of exactly that, wrapping around, knocking it away, and the Tigers take over. 6:28 left in the ball game. Tigers 20, Bluffton Pirates 0.
Yeah, I got something like that.
All right, Tigers toes show 2 wideouts. Give straight ahead. That's Weimer, I believe. Weimer up to about the 28.
Yeah, every Tiger to a man, Spike, has played to the very best of their ability all the time.
Okay, after the injury timeout for a valiant warrior, Pete Martinez. He gets to the sideline. Tigers come out. Here is the give off the left side, leaping over a couple of would-be tacklers. I believe it's Weimer battling his way up across the 30, up to about the 32, and the Tigers are going to have 3rd and short at the 32-yard line. They need to get to about the 35 for the first down.
Yep.
just short of the 35.
Boy, this would be key if Evan Tiplady could direct him in a first down here, Spike, to erode some more clock and, give him a fresh set of downs here.
Casey Bodenbender comes out wide to the far side. Paul Smith wide to the near side as Landis is seeing it. And you at home. Here's the deep pitch. Silvas wrapped up, breaks a tackle, spins out of another tackle. Excuse me, stays on his feet. Up across the 35 to the 38 or 40, and it's a Tiger first down.
We've seen him do that his whole career, Spike, make something out of nothing, and if ever there was a time when the Tigers could use a first down, Kurt Silvas was able to do his thing going around and make it happen.
Great moves. That was vintage Kurt Silvas, and maybe a little bit of Andy and Brett all rolled into one.
Yeah.
All right, now Tigers show Bodenbender spread out wide, gives straight ahead, and of course Bluffton eating everything up on the inside, expecting it.
Yeah, they're selling out to stop this run, but their defense allowed a first down, which is going to erode plenty of clock here. So Tigers having it their way.
A timeout, I believe, by Bluffton. 4:48 remaining in the game. The Tigers hang on to that 20-0 lead. Foot in there at one of the tackles. He's been spelling the Tigers offensive lineman tonight. Tigers show a double wide out. Smith and Bodenbender, football fumbled. I think the Tigers retain possession, so it'll be third down, and we'll call it 10 at the Tigers' own 39-yard line.
Yeah, boy, that was a stroke of good fortune there. Evan pulled out from under center and didn't have that ball, Spike, and the Pirates anxiously trying to get their mitts on it, but alert Tiger jumped on that and hung on to her.
All right, timeout on the field. 4:33 to go. Liberty Center not far away from advancing into round 3 regional final football playoff action. Okay, 3rd and 10. Tigers with the ball. Double wide out package. Tiplady rolling this way.
Hang on
Hangs
the ball.
on to the football and goes down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen Brian Babcock, when the element of surprise was maybe at its greatest, make that play work real well a few times. What was key here is that he sensed some of that pressure coming around and tucked that ball away.
Yeah, and it takes the pressure off the lineman knowing that's the call. He's going to roll maybe this way. They can maybe do a few different things instead of in there grinding every down like that. And it gives the Tiger running backs a little extra break.
Exactly.
And now we've got timeout again on the field. I don't know. Was that Bluffton again that called it?
Yeah, they're out of timeout, Spike. I look up there in the clock. The scoreboard shows them having exhausted their timeouts. The Tigers have 2, if we're to believe the scoreboard there.
Okay, back in punt formation, Silvas. Don't be surprised if Weimer,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't be surprised if Bluffton tries to send everybody and his brother.
The pass,
a little
it's a pass.
action, incomplete.
Whoa.
Well, it would have worked. Yeah. Weimer was under a lot of pressure.
It was Weimer to Silvas, but man, the heat was coming, and he kind of floated that one just a little. Well, it falls to the ground, so.
Well, he wasn't really able to get anything on it under the circumstances with that hard rush. But a good call, and it's something for somebody else to worry about next week. Tigers only 4 minutes and 17 seconds away from moving on. Bluffton, though, with the ball at the Tiger 40. Here comes Sanchez. Sack! Kicker with another sack!
Yeah, and Eric Weimer there in time to clean up. No whistle, all still within the playable time. But, boy, that quarterback, he's got to look at the receivers. And after that look's over with, Spike, he better be ducking because they're coming.
Here comes Sanchez again. Here he comes. He nails him again. Pass picked off. Casey Bodenbender up the right sideline, and he'll be shoved out of bounds around the Bluffton 40-yard line.
Yeah, he's in the high jump pit, or what looks like, I don't know whether they're doing a, not high jump, but in the long jump there. Maybe not, but What a good pick and good pressure that caused that to happen.
You just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
No, what do you got there? Go ahead.
Spike, that was a 26-yard return by Bodenbender.
On the interception. Again, I was marveled by number 7, L kicker, Cody Sanchez, on that
Sometimes, Spike,
relentless pass rush.
sometimes it looks like you don't want to block the guy. What's up with that?
I don't understand it. Give to Weimer off the left side. He's got running room inside the 35 down to about the 34. Gain of about 7 on the play. Tigers with a second down and a long 3 to go. 3:26. Time running out on the Bluffton Pirates.
They've given Brian Babcock the quarterback job again.
All right, Tigers show Bodenbender spread out wide to the near side on the camera. Silvas in motion, gives straight ahead to Weimer. Weimer nosedives inside the 30 to the 29, and that's a Tiger first down. This is the way you like to go out, Jimmy boy.
Yeah.
Old Tom, old buddy, grinding it right at him.
Yeah, running it down their throat. I tell you, to shut down this team that is used to scoring a lot of points, that was highly ranked, all the prognosticators, if you will,